Today we're going to add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators by finding common denominators using equivalent fractions. And to start, I've got two fraction pieces here, and both of these fraction pieces are 1/3. Two 1/3 pieces then is going to equal 2/3. Now I'm going to cover up these fraction pieces with some other fraction pieces, and you're going to see that I still have the same amount. The only thing that's different is the size of the pieces. So I no longer have pieces that are 1/3 of a size. Now I have 4 pieces that are 1/6. So if I put all of those together, oops, not 1/2, 1/6. If I put all those pieces together, I now have 4/6. So as you can see, 2/3 equals 4/6. Now we're going to change screens here and show a different way of finding equivalent fractions without using the fraction circle pieces. So our picture showed that 2/3 equals 4/6, and now we're going to talk about a different way of finding out. So we have 2/3. How can we get to 4/6? Well, for finding equivalent fractions, we're always going to multiply or divide by the same number. And in class, we talk about always multiplying or dividing by 1. Because anytime you multiply by 1, or divide by 1, you get the same answer. But for this, we're going to do it in the form of a fraction. So to do the same thing to both, we'd have to multiply by 2. So we're going to multiply by 2/2, which is going to give us 4/6. So 2/3 times 2/2 equals 4/6. Another example we could do would be 2/5, and if we did multiplied 2/5 times 3/3, and again we're multiplying by 1 because we're going to end up with the same answer just with different size pieces. 2/5 times 3/3 equals 6/15. So that's one way to find equivalent fractions. Let's look at this sample problem, 1/3 plus 1/4. We know that you can't just add the denominators together when you're adding or subtracting fractions. You have to find a common denominator. And I've got another video that explains a little bit more about that. But for now, let's talk about how we could find fractions with a common denominator. And so we're going to start with 1/3. And like we talked about earlier, we can multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the same number. So 1/3, if we did it times 2/2, would equal 2/6. Then another equivalent fraction would be 3/9, because 1/3 times 3/3. And another one then would be 4/12. Now I'm going to stop there for now. We might need to add more later, but now I'm going to look at 1/4 and find some equivalent fractions for 1/4. So 1/4 times 2/2 would be 2/8. Then times 3/3 would be 3/12. Now, looking at the denominators, I can see that 4/12 and 3/12 have a common denominator. So our new problem then is going to be 4/12, because 1/3 equals 4/12, plus 3/12, because 1/4 equals 3/12, equals 7/12. So we add the numerators together. 4 plus 3 is 7. The denominators stay the same because that just tells us how many pieces there are to make the whole thing. For our next sample problem, we're going to do 3/5 minus 1/2. Again, we have different denominators, so we have to find a common denominator, and we're going to do that by using equivalent fractions. So I'm going to start with my first number here, 3/5, and 3/5 times 2 over 2 would be 6/10. And my next one times 3 would be 9/15. I'm going to stop there and move on to half. So 1/2 equals 2/4 equals 3/6. 1/2 also equals 4/8. And 1/2 equals 5/10. 6/10 and 5/10 both have a common denominator. Those are going to be the fractions we use for our equivalent fractions. Our new problem is going to look like 6/10 subtract 5/10. Oops, that's a bad subtraction sign. 6/10 subtract 5/10, because 3/5 equals 6/10 and 1/2 equals 5/10. Like addition, we use the numerators. 6 subtract 5 is 1. The denominator stays the same. So 6/10 subtract 5/10 is 1/10. And 3/5 subtract 1/2 is also 1/10. Now, this isn't necessarily a strategy that a lot of people use. In our next lesson, we'll be using some other strategies. Make sure that if you have any questions, you let your teacher know, and have fun working on your homework.